Dato Shalida. My name is long, so you can just call me Dr. Fai. If there's anything that you have questions during the classes or briefing, you can just stop me. Okay. So first of all, I'll just go straight to the timetable. So I hope you already get your timetable. So basically, I'm the only biochemist. So I'm the only one that will be teaching biochem, but I'll be assisted by other lecturers. So basically, all these are the metabolism, um, metabolism. You have this is the basics, structure and functions of carbohydrate and lipids and amino acids. Are there some of you that cannot join the meeting, the class?
I'm not sure, doctor, because I sent the code already to the batch group. Yeah.
I think you should be able to join as long as you're using the what do you call that? Your newsties email, cyberjaya email.
Yeah.
Okay.
There should be
Okay, continue.
130 of us.
130. Okay. Now it's only 114. Okay, never mind. Uh, so basically, the first week is on metabolism. So you have all the main metabolism, carbohydrate, lipid, amino acid. So I'll be teaching. All these are online. Okay, so on second week, there you have one quiz in the second week. Then continued by the lipids and all. So as you can see, you have two holidays. Okay. And then on the third week, you have the practical. So unfortunately, we are not going to do practical. I mean, you cannot come to campus. So I most likely will be sending you the video on the how to do the OGTT practical. Okay. And then you have the case study. It's also same as the case study you read in the physiology. Then your mid course will be on the 8th January. But your mid course will only comprise of the metabolism part. So the this one, the nutrition part will not be covered. So it will only covered until this metabolism case study. Okay. So so these two nutrition class will not be included in your mid course assessment. So your mid course will be 20 question SPAQ, and it will be online. Okay. Then your third week, still continue on nutrition and then continued by the molecular biology. So starting from this is the molecular biology, structure function until the fifth week to the case study. Then your again depending on the CMCO whether it's lifted or not, whether you can come back to campus or not. So your end of course assessment is on the 22nd of January. But based on the latest one that I've heard, you will only come back by March, if I'm not mistaken. So high likely that this end of course will be together with your other end of course general anatomy physio. Okay, but still we just wait for the outcome. Okay, and another one that I want to discuss with you is that I'm pretty sure that all of you, yeah, you all at your house already, but if you want some, let's say, you want to free the Thursday for you to, celebrate earlier Christmas, I can just move my lecture to Wednesday. But this is SCTL, so you have two SCTL on the same day. And same with the quiz. I think we can just shift the quiz to Tuesday, so that I mean you can have like a long holiday for the Christmas for those who is celebrating the Christmas. Okay, so I think the quiz you can just move to the Tuesday. So what do you think? Is it okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of holiday for you to celebrate Christmas. Or is it okay to maintain at this? Uma, batch Sharab, you discuss with your batch. So if they agree to change the classes and the quiz, just tell me. But on the document, I mean that on the documentation, it will say like this. It's just a verbal agreement between us. Okay? Okay, I think
Okay, doctor.
that's
I will inform you about the outcome by today, inshallah.
okay. Thank you. So that's the timetable. So we come back to okay introduction. Okay, so this is your mm, okay. So your lecture notes and activities are all I've already uploaded in your LMS. It is lms.sabujaya.edu.my and the course ID number is MED1043. So you can access the Sabujaya model using this. So all the activities and all, I think I can just show you. Mm, oh, this is an editing mode. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so you can access all the teaching materials here. So these lecture notes, your SCTL here. Okay, so all some I didn't upload it yet because I'm waiting for Dr. Nani, and then some already uploaded. So you can access all the teaching notes here. Okay, okay, back to this. Okay, so what mainly this MBNM on completion of this course, so students will be able to relate the abnormalities of the carbohydrates, lipids, and protein structure to its function and some disease condition, apply the knowledge of enzymes to medical diagnosis and therapy, explain the relationship of various metabolic pathways in the carbohydrate, lipid, and amino acid metabolism in the regulation of blood glucose level and energy production ATP. So all these are on the metabolism. Okay, integrate the metabolism of carbohydrates, lipids, and amino acids to fat fasting, starvation, exercise, stress, and disease states. So once you know about the metabolism of all these carbohydrate, lipids, and protein. So you need to relate all these metabolism and also relate to the disease state. Okay, like for example, mainly I will discuss more on the diabetes. So because diabetes is mainly related to the metabolism of the carbohydrate. Next is describe the metabolic roles of macro and micronutrients in the maintenance of normal body functions and disease states. So this one is on the nutrition part. This one will be covered by Dr. Nani. Then apply the knowledge of intracellular protein synthesis in its damage repair mechanisms to disease conditions and therapy. So this one is already on the molecular biology. In that you have to know all the so you still remember what you learned during your foundation or levels, all the DNA, RNA, replication, transcription, translation. Okay. And this one describes cell cycle and mutation, its relation to gene expression, genetic disease and cancer. Explain recombinant DNA technology in relation to gene cloning and the therapy. So these mainly are the general objective, meaning that what you need to achieve during the MBMN. So basically your mid-course assessment, 20 question, we carries 20%. You have lab, uh, that one we carries 3%. You have to submit your lab practical. It's also online. And then you have three quizzes. In the timetable is only one. The other two will be covered by Dr. Nani during her class. Meaning after, if I'm not mistaken, after vitamin and mineral, there will be one quiz each that you need to answer. Okay. And for your end of course assessment, SBQ 45 question. Uh, and then SAQ 3 questions. So each we carry SBQ we carry 40%, SAQ 30%. Okay, so overall your continuous assessment will contribute 30% and and of course will carry 70%. Well, attendance, as you know, Microsoft Form link will be given during class and answer the question in the form. Okay, I've already given the link to Umar. Uh, can you fill in the attendance now so that I can take attendance? So the question I'm going to give is you just fill in the session and the question that I'm going to ask. So my question is that what is the course ID for this course? Easy, right? Course ID is MED1043. Okay, so can you fill in the uh, attendance now? Okay, attendance, please be punctual. Okay, and let me know if you cannot make it for the class with valid reasons. Please give me your MC and all. And if you don't have MC, please give me a show cause letter. 100% attendance is expected. If not, you will be barred from your end of course assessment. Okay, that's on attendance. Well, SCTL. Okay, you have a few SCTLs. You can check your timetable on that. So there will be activities. So each SCTL activity, there will be one presentation. So here I've already give a few. So by the end of this MBMN block, all groups will be presenting in each of the class. So I hope that the group will prepare. Like for the, I think exam is tomorrow. Okay, so I hope you have ample time, MO2. You have ample time to prepare for the activity 4. And then the metabolism of carbohydrate. So there's a specific activity. There are in each there are a few activities that you need to do. So this activity will be presented by the group, but others will be discussed. Other activity will be discussed during the class. So participation is a must. So during that time, I will call out names in random for you to answer the question. Okay, so I don't want the class to be just one-sided, me giving the lecture or the SCTL, but the students should be actively participating in the class, in the activities. Because when you participate, when you are active, when you answer the questions, your memory retention will be much more better rather than just listening to the class. Okay. Um, this one also probably later I can just email so that all of you can take note on this presentation. So I hope all the groups will be ready. Okay. So MC, as I mentioned just now, please give me MC if you are not able to attend the class. Okay. Honesty policy, of course, no form of cheating will be tolerated in any form of your work, in any assignment, practical and assessments, quizzes and all. Okay. Well, attire, you didn't come here. Okay. Is there any question you want to ask before I proceed with the introduction? Any questions so far on the blog?
Doctor, I tried accessing into the IMS thing for our blog. I don't think we can access like for now.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
sent the link and it says server not found.
Okay. So probably I can just email first the lecture notes and the SCT activity. Later I will inform you if you can access back the LMS. I'll try to figure out with the our IT people. Okay. Thank you for informing me.
Thank you.
Okay, any more question? Okay, if there's no question, I will just proceed with the introduction. Okay, so far you have learned on all the basics. So basically, your basics is on your general anatomy, physiology, biochem, and then upcoming will be microbiology, pharmacology, pathology. So all these are your basic foundation for you to understand before you go to the systemic block. Okay, so you have learned on the anatomy. Anatomy is basically the structure, and then physiology on how you move, and then the chemistry part is how it's linked, how the chemical system of your body works. Okay, it provides foundation for understanding how to improve its operation, how to diagnose problems, and its remedy. So for you to understand the pathology of it, you need to understand the basic that is happening in the our body. So the basic is all covered under the biochemistry. Then for you to understand also how to diagnose problem and how to treat the problem. So that one also you need to understand the basic of the biochemistry. So the current therapies and all, like for example the anti-cancer drugs, the insulin and all are from the study of biochemistry, and then understand links between the nutrient metabolism and health disease. Okay. So this is the link, okay, as I mentioned, for you to understand uh, the pathology part of it, you need to understand the basis. Like for example, the sickle cell anemia, you need to understand the proteins, the normal structure of the proteins. Then only you can understand the pathology part of it, sickle cell anemia. Along the way, when during sessions, I will try to link between the normal process and how in the abnormal what happened in there. Okay, then like in atherosclerosis is because of defects in lipids, and then the diabetes mellitus because of the uh, carbohydrate metabolism. Okay, so this is also the link. Biochemistry is very wide, it's very vast, so it's not only linked to just basically on the metabolism, it's also on the molecular part. So the molecular part, basically the genomics. So there are many arms in the genomics nowadays that you can be further explore. So like for example, nowadays it's basically on the biotechnology, gene therapy, proteomics, okay? Like in your nowadays, as you know, the COVID, on how they're going to develop the vaccines, okay? So basically they need to understand about the virus and how it works in our body and what it does. So all these is under genomics, and how to develop the vaccines is all under the biotechnology. Okay. Okay. So this is in general the flowchart of human biochemistry, metabolism. You have this is these are the main three, because you have your carbohydrates, lipids, proteins converted to amino acids, and what it does to the how it affects our body process. Okay. Okay. So overview of the metabolism. This is the overview that I'm going to discuss with you. Uh, it's just an overview. Okay. On the metabolism, the regulation, the metabolic role of the different organs. Of course, the different organs is involved in the metabolism. Okay, and the events during the fat state, overnight, exercise, stress, and disease state. So here I'm just going to give you on the overview, but you will learn in detail all of these during the metabolism class. Okay, how does our body change food into energy? So all the food that you've been eating, so how will it change to the energy? So basically all the food that you eat will be changed to this. This is the main thing that is important. This is your ATP. Okay. So this is the structure of the ATP. adenosine triphosphate. So you have the triphosphate group here, and all uh, basically what you eat are mainly to be converted to energy, and the energy is used for your daily activity. But what happen if you have excess of what you eat, but it can't be changed to the ATP. So which is why you gain weight. So all these will be changed into your fats. So that will be changed. So that's why the obesity is increased nowadays because you didn't you're not actively participating in the daily activities and all. Okay. Okay. So who knows? Carbohydrate. Uh, what is the carbohydrate will be converted into what in your body?
Glucose.
Okay, glucose. What about lipid?
Fatty
Fat.
acids and glycerol.
Okay, fatty acid, glycerol, protein.
Amino acids.
Okay, amino acids. Good. Uh, so what is the um, reaction involved? Glucose from carbohydrate to glucose. What is the reaction? Uh,
Hydrolysis.
hydrolysis. Okay. Other than that, what's the reaction? How do our body convert carbohydrate to glucose in general?
Glucogenesis.
Glucogenesis. Other than that, remember
Anabolic reaction.
anabolic reaction. Okay.
Glycolysis.
Yes, glycolysis. Okay. Okay. So all these, okay, same like your glucose, fatty acid, amino acid. So once you have converted, once your body break down this into the smallest molecule, so what will happen? All these will be converted to what? Like I mentioned just now. Yes.
ATP.
Okay. So for you to for the body to produce ATP, what's the intermediate? What's the cycle that is involved, or what's the process that is involved?
Acetyl-CoA.
Acetyl A. Okay, yes. So mainly it will be converted to acetyl A, and then it will go to where? What's the next process before you produce the ATP? What cycle is involved?
Krebs cycle.
Krebs
Scrap
cycle.
cycle.
Yes, okay. The Krebs cycle or the TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid. And then after the TCA cycle, the Krebs cycle.
Oxidative phosphorylation.
Okay, good. So oxidative phosphorylation will produce the ATP. So during the TCA cycle process, you also produce all the carbon dioxide, NADH, FADH. Then you have the oxidative phosphorylation to produce the ATP. Okay. So that's good. Basically, you have the general idea of what's happening. So all these will be used for your biological activity and all. So all these carbon dioxide, of course, will be excreted as your lung, and then H2O in the urine. Okay. So metabolic process. These are the main thing. The main metabolic process that you need to understand. Like your friend mentioned just now about anabolic process or anabolism is a process by which the large molecules are built from smaller ones. Okay, anabolism is mainly like a synthesis. Okay, catabolism is mainly a breakdown. Okay, catabolism is a process by which large molecules are broken down into small ones. Okay. So this is basically mainly the ATP is for your muscle contraction or the transport by synthesis. Then you also have the production of NADPH. So biosynthesis of all the like for the protein synthesis. Okay. Then the biosynthetic and degradation pathways. Okay. And these metabolisms are also important in the other degradation pathway like proteins that are being produced, they're also being degraded. Okay. So all these requires the you say it's either ATP or the byproducts of the metabolism. It's now NADH, FADH. Okay, all these are important in the biosynthetic and the degradation pathway. Okay, so regulation of the metabolism. When the metabolism happen, it also needs to be regulated. Basically, the enzymes are playing the major role, and of course, your hormones. What is the hormones that are important for during fat state? Okay, when you eat, what hormone is important to be produced? Especially for glucose, what hormone? For your body to utilize the glucose. So what hormone is important?
Insulin.
Pardon?
Is it insulin?
Yes. Okay. Insulin. So insulin, main hormone. So what about when your body needs glucose, but it couldn't be found from your blood when it needs to break
Gluca.
down. Okay, glucagon. Okay, good. So mainly insulin and glucagon is the main or the important hormone here in during the metabolism. Okay, and then compartmentation and specialized organ. So this is on the compartmentation, means that um, during all these pathways, there it happens in the different compartments. I hope you still remember that in your cells you have your cytosols, you have your mitochondria. Okay, so these processes happens at different compartment. Like your glycolysis happens in cytosol, Krebs cycles only happens in mitochondria. Okay, that's why some of the like ester core A it needs to migrate from cytosol into mitochondria. So there are processes that happens. Okay. So this is just in general of the compartmentation. And of course the different organs. So mainly your liver is the main organ that do all the metabolism process. Okay, so all the lipid, carbohydrate, even the production of ketone bodies and the detoxification of urea cycle also. It all occurs in your liver. And then your brain is mainly to consume the glucose. So only a few things that happens in the brain. Mainly, it only consumes glucose and the ketone bodies. And then your muscles, here occurs the glycogenolysis, beta oxidation, and then your adipose tissue is for the storage of fat and fat mobilization. So of course, all these I will explain further during the metabolism. Okay, so this just to show you in general that these are the organs that involved in the metabolism mainly. Okay, so this is in general what happened. Okay, so metabolism is a bit complex and it needs a bit of imagination because you can't really see what's happening. So you can only imagine what's happening in your body. So I really hope that you can understand the process and try to relate within all this metabolism. Okay, so that's all in the metabolism. So this is just to show you, we still remember on the Replication, transcription, translation, it all happens in nucleus. Okay, this happen in the cytoplasm. So then transcription and then replication also happen in nucleus, and then transcription. Translation occurs in the cytosol. So this one translation to produce the protein synthesis. Okay, so that's all. These are your references. Okay, so mainly I always refer to Marx, Basic Medical Biochemistry, and also Harper's and Lippincott's. There's a Lippincott's illustrated review, so it is good for you to get for if you want to know the uh, because this one only give the general view of the pathways and all. Yeah, kind of useful also for you to know on the general idea. Then on nutrition is this book. Okay. Is there any question before I end? So that's all for your briefing. Oh, it's only 9:30. Any question? Okay. If there's no question, I think we can end. Maybe we can start at 10 o'clock for our first lecture. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
So we'll start at 10 for our first lecture. So we can just end. Okay, I see you at 10 o'clock. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay, thank you all. See you at 10.
Thank you, Doctor.